Our listeners are listening just because of the hardware software combination. Maybe if there's one key thing you can do to encourage them as they're transitioning from a hardware to a more software oriented company, what's one key thing that they should be focused on in that transition?
Yeah, maybe I would like to summarize that by saying what I said at the beginning. It's that you cannot see it as a separate issue, right? You have hardware, you have software, and whenever you have a defect in the system, the hardware folks blame it on the software and vice versa. So what we need is to make sure that those of these areas work together really, really well, well-defined interfaces, well-defined test cases, and that requires the system thinking that you do not typically find in engineers, in mechanical engineers or in software engineers, not because they don't want to think system, but they never learned to think system. So what we as the leaders need to bring into an organization is that level of system thinking, where when we think about risks, when we think about opportunities, think about it as one thing and not already in your kind of in your little boxes. That comes later, and the engineers can do that really, really well. But I think we need to lead the organization into that direction.
Yeah.
Well put.
If you want to put out a successful product, it requires both. And recognize that, and instead of working against each other and say, now we are a software company, we are better than hardware, or no, we always have been better at hardware than software, you got to approach it together. And you win or lose as a team. There is no software that can win if the hardware doesn't work, and the other way around.
That's a great concluding thought. Perfect.